BLUELOCK chapter 349 has just released. Side B continues as Nagi and Shigeo team up to conquer the world. Nagi is starting to make his comeback. We finally get the locker room talk everyone's been waiting for. The whole house is mad, y'all. I can't believe this is a real chapter, one of the funniest and most anticipated chapters in a while. So let's not waste any more time and jump into it quick. The chapter picks up with the monitor showing us Shigeo x Nagi as the bird team with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to capture the ball. Our goat speaks some wise words and says, all right, he has a chance. Nishioka is stressing and telling everyone here they come, and same with Washington Cut as he screams out, don't let them take it no matter what. Still with the bloody nose, Nagi questions his motivation from the last chapter we saw, saying maybe because it's a survival game with his football life on the line, but correcting himself saying no, that can't be the only reason. Hey, Nagi said the thing, the infamous Itoshi Rin panel, back when we were laughing with Rin and not at Rin. Speaking of Rin, we then see COVID Rin hit the ball to start the game, and Nagi commentates over this, saying for the first time in his life, he's not using someone else as an excuse. He's acting on his own will, fighting this battlefield alone because he's trying to survive. The game restarts as Nagi immediately hits the dash. The Einstein of our time tells Nagi that he's counting on him and starts explaining his reasoning for why he chose him. He said he was his choice because he's big, skilled, and looks like he has guts. At least that's how it would be for now. Let's be honest, folks. Shigeo can solo this game if he wanted to. You and me already know this. It's common knowledge, but the game required 2 players. What the hell kind of pose is COVID Rin doing in the back? And Shigeo continues that if they want to clear this thing, just shake control of whoever's getting the ball and they'll get their chance, with Nagi asking what can he do. And we see Shigeo and Nagi posed up right next to each other. Yo! You could feel the aura through the screen. It's glorious. He's gracing us with his presence. Japan's last hope x the lazy genius. This is up there with the best duos of all time. Unironically, this is one of the hardest duo panels we've seen in this manga. A hard debate between this and the Isagi Kaiser one. We see Shigeo's aura start to come off of him as he lists one of his many skills, saying he can run a lot. Nagi right behind him says, okay, let's go with that. And jumping straight into it, Shigeo flash steps towards Timu Nerutepe, who by the skin of his teeth managed to send the ball away, and Nagi compliments his press. Nagi tries going after Circle Nose, but he sends it away as well, calling out how close of a call it was and to keep doing one touches. Shigeo spots the pass and says there, moving so fast and quickly, the human eye can't comprehend it, as he goes after one NPC and straight towards the next, which is Washington Cut. He realizes how sticky of a situation he is in, cursing, and by the narrowest of margins manages to jump over Shigeo, sending the ball away, but not before saying how he cut it close. The press by Shigeo was enough though, as Nagi says nope, it's right here, and he gets in front of COVID Rin, random kid from the last chapter appearing too, pulling up for the 2v1. Washington Cut is losing his mind in the corner, screaming to not let him trap it, and then Nagi with the pump fake says he wasn't gonna, as he headers the ball away instead. Random kid is giving him more emotion than his absentee parents, and COVID Rin looks like he got hit by a truck, confused at the play Nagi just made. And here it is. Nagi tells Shigeo to run, and we see him running towards the ball at an extraordinary speed, saying it's his ball. But all of a sudden, 4 different players pull up to stop Shigeo, looking like a damn Super Smash Bros. Game, as Timu Nerutepe and the blonde hair NPC start screaming out to charge in. They won't let him get the ball. Are you serious? 4 different players? They knew how much of a threat Shigeo was and started boxing on the spot. Karasu from Wish gets a hand on Shigeo, and a Blondie appears at his side with Shigeo struggling. Shigeo then has a whole hand on his face, a hand gripping his trap like someone's gonna take Shigeo away, and they're even gritting their teeth, so this is their maximum strength. But like the legend he is, Shigeo somehow still makes it to the ball and kicks it upward before the rest of them can get possession back. Nah, round of applause right now, no matter where you are. Glaze and jokes aside, this is genuinely some of the most insane tenacity and feats I've ever seen in the series. Truly worthy of GOAT status. Shigeo tells Nagi to please get it, and as the ball is in the air, Nagi looks towards it and says, got it, with Random Kid and COVID Rin still on him. The ball is falling, and he starts dialoguing, saying, as expected, that's how it is. Live or die, a ball with my life here on the line. I don't know what kind of Shakespeare Nagi just spoke, but we see his foot leap from the ground, and Nagi says only within that exchange of egos can this heat be born. That brilliance cannot be born. Life won't change as we see a flashback of Isagi's first goal which motivated him and Reo crying after the NEL. Washington cut then gets stepped on by Nagi and nah, this is the ultimate disrespect. You cannot recover from this, my boy. Full grippers on the shoulder is crazy as Nagi jumps off of Washington cut, hitting his cheek in the process, and everyone reaching up and desperately trying to get it. Nagi is actually in Super Smash Bros. Did the little footstool on him, and he says from here on out as he gets one final flashback to Isagi saying don't quit football. He then traps the ball with his skull aura reappearing, his eyes completely locked in as he says I will live again in the most beautiful double spread. Yo, I take back any complaint about side B. This panel is drawn to the utmost perfection, and the dialogue alongside it, chef's kiss. Nagi asks Shigeo if he knows as he lands after trapping the ball. COVID-ridden disbelief, Shigeo on the ground with everyone still around him. Nagi says people can shine. Yeah, baby, the lazy genius x Japan's last hope chemical reaction. Better than that lame Kira reaction we got earlier. This is what we wanted, man. I am smiling ear to ear. Shigeo then gives a thumbs up towards Nagi saying, yeah, he just saw it as the results are in. Shigeo and Nagi got the ball in only 58 seconds. Side B, first stage cleared. To my surprise, that was actually cinema, folks. But I'll save my yap for later because the next page shows the scoreboard of Japan versus France as we see the Blue Lock locker room. Here we go, y'all. This chapter just keeps getting better and better. We've been waiting to see this. And even though I love Rin, they gotta address the elephant in the room. Reo is standing up, Gagamaru is sweating after conceding every goal, and a barou with his hands on his head is rightfully frustrated as Hiyori and Isagi both look defeated. Shido then uses Dragon Drive on the water cooler, screaming out and cursing, saying they lost. It was the worst kind of explosion ever. Kiora, Chigiri, and Yukimiya have me hella dead because they're just watching in the back trying not to get in the crossfire. And then Shido looks towards someone and says, it's all because of you, Mr. Nuisance, explaining his performance with some not so nice words. As Itoshi Rin then looks up and asks if he's talking to him. And y'all, of course Shido would be the one calling out Rin, man. I'm hella dead. They had a generational beef. I'll forever stick by Rin's sides, but I won't lie, him avoiding any level of accountability and also him knowing that it was him being talked about is kind of funny. Shido, mad as hell, says, is there anyone else besides you? And bro, he's saying what everyone in the community is thinking, even adding that he wants him to slice his tongue off. And damn, bro, when they're slandering your goat, but they're low-key right. Rin looks towards him in pure anger, but before they can throw any hands, Hiyori stops Shido and Aiku holds back Rin, saying, stop it, we're all frustrated here. Y'all, with Aiku's appearance here, I heard the craziest slander ever. That Aiku defended more in the locker room than on the pitch. And holy smokes, that might be one of the most disrespectful slanders I've ever seen, and it's sadder because of how accurate it is. Out of nowhere though, Isagi with his head down then apologizes to everyone, saying it's his fault because he didn't have the guts to be number one. We then see close-ups of Bachira, Chigiri, and Kunigami, the Egoist 4 being referenced. This for sure gotta mean something in the future. Isagi then says he couldn't fit in with that unfamiliar formation, and then they fell behind on everything. Forced to fight a completely reactive battle, he was the most useless one that entire match, apologizing again. And W Isagi for taking accountability. If we're being real, he did get bullied for most of the match, but you definitely didn't do the worst. Karasu then chimes in saying that ain't the only reason why they lost. He has to boost his skills or else he's no match for them. He feels like at this rate, there's no way they can win from now on. Another W accountability from Karasu, even though he was far and above the best player this match. He asks the rest of the Blue Lockers to be honest. He bets some of them are starting to doubt Ego's methods, so before they consider what's next, let's just open up about how they're feeling right now, as everyone in the locker room is listening. Another thing I want to point out, where is Ego and Henri? Did they go off to yonder together? Why are they just all in the locker room talking about this without him? Aiku then speaks up saying, all right, like addressing their dissatisfactions with Blue Lock. Yukimiya making his first appearance too, asking if it's a reconciling our current egos, and Isagi says, yes, everything we are feeling right now. Isagi then wants the talking pillow as he lifts his finger and says he wants to speak first. Everyone uses the word egoist so naturally around here, but in the first place, What exactly is ego? Barou and Shigiri look towards him almost in concern. Zantetsu is just aura farming in the back. And with Isagi asking the most important question of all, we'll find out the answer soon as the chapter ends off there. Alright, so I gotta say, this chapter absolutely delivered. I was wrong about side B and what I said in the last video. I'll take accountability and I admit it. I definitely think this chapter was 10 times better than the last one though. Shigeo and Nagi is just an entertaining duo all the way around. Shigeo's 1v4 and then Nagi's aura, just insane moments. We have a lot to talk about though. First things first, it looks like we're done with the side B section for now. We won't be seeing more of it until the end of the England game. At that point, the side B winners will be announced and they'll be joining alongside itoshi Sai, or if the Nagi joining mid-game theory is real, we might see it even earlier than that. I do think all eyes are on this locker room talk. It is 100% a yap chapter next chapter, talking about everyone's philosophy, talking about what is ego, maybe their own motivations. I mean, Jinpachi ego isn't there as well, so I wonder if the result of this is changing up their philosophies because ego is not there. We've been hinted at it for a while. This France game proved it. The blue lock philosophy doesn't work all the time. Isagi making his own theory to surpass Noel. He even said ego's theory isn't enough, so it's finally time for that. I do want to see what ego has to say next chapter and defend his philosophy, defend himself, and just prove that it works. His philosophy did get them far in the first place, so I truly wonder what he has to say. Next chapter is called Ego, coincidentally, obviously continuing off of Isagi's last dialogue, and I mean, ego will probably show up too. It's literally a chapter called Ego. I think this next chapter will be really important for setting up the narrative challenges Blue Lock has going into the England game, and probably tease the England new gen or the England game too. And then the chapter after that will be updates on other characters like Kaiser, like Bunny, like Sai, and just seeing what they're doing, mostly with the focus on the England new gen though. I am curious how many chapters we have as a break between the France and England game. So far, it is 2 chapters in between Nigeria and France, it was only 4 chapters. So if they follow the same trend of only doing 4 chapters, looks like we only have 2 more chapters before we hop straight into it. But anyways, Blue Lock is about to get even more exciting. I love the direction they're going. I'll be here every week covering it too. That about wraps it up for this video though. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. YouTube really thinks you'd like this video right here, so be sure to check that one out too. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one.